fourth grade Instant Math lesson 8.7. Solve multi-step problems and assess reasonableness. I can solve word problems that involve 2 and 3 steps using whole numbers and all 4 operations. Step it out. Number 1. Mr. Askew designed a mural that will cover 340 square meters of an old factory wall. He and some volunteers collected 13 gallons of paint to complete the mural. Each gallon of paint will cover 37 square meters. Is there enough paint to fill the mural? If so, how many additional square meters could be painted? So we need to pull out our information. So 13 gallons is what they went and bought. It'll cover 37 square meters. And then we need to know if there is enough paint to cover the 340 square meters. Now, why would we maybe put the 340 in a box versus circling? Because I'm not going to use it right away. I will use it, but not yet, right? Okay, so then it just kind of helps me pick out what I actually need at first. Okay, so what do I need to find? So what question am I trying to answer? What's the first question? Well, that's the second question that I can answer if we have enough. So what's the first question that I'm finding?
Is there enough to paint
the mural, right? So is there enough paint for the mural? Okay, underline the information that we need to use. We already did that, right? How can you solve the problem? So what am I going to do first? Then multiply 37 times what? 13. I cover up the 1 and pretend like it's not there. 3 times 7 is? Put the 1, carry the 2. 3 times 3 is? 9 plus 2 is? 11. Mark off the 2, put a 0. Then we take 1 times 7 to get 7. And 1 times 3 to get 3. And then we add 1, 8, 4. Okay. So, and then of course this is to solve the problem and see what we found out. So we're kind of doing that right now, right? Okay, so we got 481, right? So is there enough to cover the mural? Yeah. Okay, so yes, there is enough paint to cover the mural. Now what do we need to do? Divide, subtract. So we would take 481 minus what? 340. So 1, 4, 1. So how much extra square meters can they cover? Okay. They could cover an extra 141 square meters. Stepping out, number 2. At Hansel's orchard, 48 apples can fit in a basket. One day, Mr. Kelvin and some friends pick enough apples to fill 28 baskets. It takes 8 apples to make a jar of applesauce. How many jars of applesauce can Mr. Kelvin make from these apples? So you pulled out our information, right, guys? So the 48 apples, 28 baskets. Is 8 going to go in with that stuff right away? No, so we could put it in a box because we're going to use it, just not in the first step, right? And then how many jars of applesauce can Mr. Kelvin make from these apples? So we just did the information, right? Okay, so what is going to be our first step? 48 times 28. So 48 times 28 I cover up the 2 like I can't see it. 8 times 8 is what? Is 64. So I put the 4 and carry the 6. I'll put the 4, carry the 6. 8 times 4 is 32 plus 6 is 38. Mark off the 6, mark off the 8, put a 0 because I'm moving into the what? 10 spot. 2 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1. 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1 is 9. Then what do I do? Add 4, 14. Carry the 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Get those easy ones together, right? Plus 3 is 13. So he picked 1,344, or him and his friends picked that many apples, right? Now what are we going to do with that information?
8 divided by 1.
Is it 8 divided by that or 1,344 divided by 8? Right. So 1,344 divided by 8. Okay. So what am I going to do? Can 8 go into 1? No. So I put a 0. Now I'm taking 8 into 13. How many times? 1 time. Minus 8. 13 minus 8 is what? 5. Bring down the 4. 8 into 54. 7 times would be 56. 6 times. So 8 times 6 is 48. So 54 minus 48 is 6, right? Bring down my 4. How many times does 8 go into 64? 8 times. Minus 64. Is there anything left over? Nope. So how many jars of applesauce can you make?
1,168.
So 168 jars, right? And then how can you use estimation to check the reasonableness of your answer? So first of all, we could have rounded what? 48 to, so 50 times what? 30, right? Equals 1,500. Does that get me close to 1,344? Yes. Okay. And then divide by 8. What would have been a multiple of 8 that would be close to the 15? Could you have done 5 or something like that, but did not get us really low, right? Okay. So we still could have stuck with the 8, right? Or could we have done 10 even? Maybe divide by 10 because we've learned that when you divide by 10, you do what? Move the decimal 1 place over. So that would be about 150. So is 150 close to 168? Yeah. Okay. Check understanding number 1. Savannah earned money one summer by mowing lawns. She earned $23 for each of the 19 lawns she mowed. She earned $60 in tips. How much money did she earn? Okay, so what do we need to pull out first? What do we need to circle? What are we going to do first in our first step? The 23 and 19, right? Are we going to need the 60? We will, so we're going to put it in a box. And then we're going to underline how much money did she earn. So what do I need to do for my first step? 23 times 19. So I cover up the 1 and pretend like I can't see it yet, right? So 9 times 3 is what? 27. So put the 7, carry the 2. 9 times 2 is 18 plus 2 is 20. Mark off the 2, mark off the 9, and put a 0 to hold my spot. So 1 times 3 is 3. 2 times 1 is 2. And then I add 7, 3, 4. Now, What are we going to do with that 60?
16 times.
Okay, if I take 60 times 137, she is going to be making a lot of money. Okay, it said that she earned it though, so if you're earning it, would you subtract it? You would add it, right? So she got tips on top of what she charged, right? So plus 60, so 794. So she earned what?
497.
Okay, so guys, is it all in the wording of what it tells you to do of multiplying, adding, subtracting, and dividing? Yes. So you have to pay very close attention. Okay? So like I told you guys, earned meant it was adding. Earned right here again is multiplication of repeated addition back. Yes. Okay? So you need to go up, right? Not down. Okay? Number 2, a large box of dishwasher detergent costs $14. A new dishwasher costs 45 times that price. How much does a dishwasher and 3 boxes of detergent cost? Okay? So what am I going to do? I need to circle my stuff, right? Okay. So 14 and 45. Okay, and then 3 boxes of detergent. So is 14 going to be circled and boxed? Yes. And then this is what I'm looking for. Okay, so we're going to multiply 14 times 45 first. So cover up the 4 like you can't see it. 4 times 5 is 20. Put the 0, carry the 2. 5 times 1 is 5 plus 2 is 7. Mark off the 2, mark off the 5, and put a 0 to move to our 10 spot. 4 times 4 is
16.
Put the 6, carry the 1. 4 times 1 is
4.
plus 1 is 5. Add. Oh, whoops. Okay, wrong way. 7 plus 6 is 13. Carry the 1. 6. So $630. But they also want to know how much that and 3 boxes of detergent cost. So do I have to do another what problem? Multiplication. And this time, what am I going to multiply? No, I'm not using that yet. 14. So 14 times 3 for how much the 3 boxes of detergent cost. So 3 times 4 is what? 12. Carry the 1. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 1 is 4. Okay, so now what do I do with that? Plus 42, right? So 2, 7, 6. So how much would it cost? $672.